Ever wonder why some YouTube videos completely explode in views while others just flop? Well, here's the secret. It's thumbnails. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to create a high click-worthy thumbnail using Canva, even if you've never designed anything before. And the best part is I'm going to make this live for you. The thumbnail that you just clicked on to watch this video, we're going to create live right now. Now, don't go back and check it out, but hopefully that's what got you to click the video in the first place. And here's the best part. You don't need any design experience. You don't have to know Photoshop. Canva's going to make this completely simple, intuitive, and easy to do. But here's the best part. I don't know if you caught the twist in the thumbnail before you clicked, but I'm going to add that twist in. And I bet if you didn't notice it, it's something you've never seen before. Thumbnails are the #1 reason people click your video. If your thumbnail doesn't stop a scroll, your content's never going to get a chance to even go anywhere. That's why today we're diving into Canva to design a high CTR-driven YouTube thumbnail from scratch. But remember that kicker? I'm going to add a mind-blowing thumbnail effect that I guarantee you've probably never thought of before, never seen, and you're not going to want to miss. This is part 3 of my YouTube growth series where I'm taking you behind the scenes as I build my channel and podcast from the ground up. So if you're serious about growing, you'll not want to miss any of those. So now let's dive into creating this thumbnail that you just clicked on. So first off, let me explain to you that I am not a design expert. If Canva wasn't around, I don't know exactly how I would do my thumbnails. But guess what? Canva makes it super simple and super easy. Now, full disclosure, I am using the paid version for Canva Pro, but you can do pretty much everything I'm about to show you on the free version. I'm not being paid by Canva to do any of this. This is just me trying to show you how to grow your YouTube channel. So first off, let's jump right in. Up here on the top, you can see that there is already some pre-made presets for you. The YouTube thumbnail is right here, but let's just say it wasn't. Pretty simple. Create a design. You're going to click on that. Again, it's going to give you those same presets, or if you know a YouTube thumbnail's 1280 by 720, right? You can actually go in here and hit custom size. When you go into custom size, it's going to have you put the size in pixels. But we'll just go ahead, since it's right here, let's just go ahead and click on a YouTube thumbnail. So this gives us a brand new blank canvas. The great thing with Canva is it's all here. It's literally click, drag, resize. It is the best thing that I've ever used. I tried Photoshop. I've tried many different ways to do photo design. I am not a designer, but this makes it so simple. So let's go over here to elements. I've been using a red gradient. You can just go right in here and just type in red gradient background, and it's going to give you a bunch to choose from. I've actually been using this one right here for every single one recently as I'm trying to get my brand. So I'm just going to pull the red gradient in. Boom. Okay, that's our background. The best form of flattery is copying. Now, we're not going to copy their YouTube thumbnails, but I went and I looked at a couple different creators. vidIQ is one of the best ones out there. So I took his thumbnail and I said, okay, so what's he got here? It's pretty simple. You've got some big, bold white lettering, some big, bold yellow lettering, a picture of him, and he's holding a YouTube symbol. Now, how can I make that uniquely my own, but with my twist? They make it really easy. So you've got an upload section. I've already previously uploaded a pose that I'm thinking about using for this video. So I'm going to bring that pose in. It's pretty simple. I'm holding my hand out. Let's go ahead and use the remove background. Remember the days when you had to go click, click, point, click, 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 click to accomplish this exact effect? Now you don't even have to think about it. So I'm going to bring myself down here. Okay, you're going to say, wow, John, you cut off your fingers. You're exactly right. I don't care. Wait until you catch the twist. So I'm going to bring that there. I think I like that size for now. He has his background blurred out. We're going to create an effect just like that momentarily. But I've already decided on a title for my thumbnail that I want. I'm thinking make thumbnails that get clicks. So my top wording, I think I want to use make thumbnails and then that get clicks. Now, I can always go back and change that, but we're going to use this temporarily as placeholders at minimum. You've already clicked on the thumbnail, so is that what I ended up using? We'll find out. Okay, my attempt at a joke. Go into my text, title. Let's go ahead and put this in a general position. Let's actually just throw it right. Since I'm going to have me, let's bring me over here just a hair and make thumbnails. So now let's go into my fonts. So I'm using bold. I want something nice and blocky that's going to really stand out. I typically, for most of my thumbnails, I've been using in my brand kit either Laura or Red Hat Display. Red Hat Display is kind of nice. We can actually make that a little bit bigger. And let's go with white for the top. Remember, copying is the best form of flattery. Okay, so make thumbnails. Now, that really doesn't stand out very good, does it? So his kind of have that little glow to them. They stand out. So here's what my thought is. Let's do the same thing. With Canva, you've got these effects. So let's go ahead and click on an effect. You've got shadow. Yeah, I'm not a real fan of that one. You've got lift. Lift is pretty much exactly what he was using. I like that effect. All we're going to do now is put new text, and we are going to change the color. So boom, click that, bring her down. We settled with make thumbnails that get clicks. We don't want them to both be white. He's using some kind of a yellow. Do I really want to use yellow? My brand really doesn't have a yellow, but let's just play around with a few things here. So what if I click get clicks, and I'm going to go into my colors. And for my brand, I don't have a lot to choose from. We could go black. We can go the white that we already have. Red on red really isn't going to do it. And a dark red on dark red really isn't going to do it. But let's look at his yellow. How about that? So make thumbnails that get clicks. Now, this really still isn't standing out, right? Well, what could we add? Here's the next best part about Canva. They have their own graphics. Let's go ahead and get their logo while we're here. And I'm just going to throw that up here. I don't want it flat. So let's go to shadows and let's put a drop effect on that. Pull it off just a hair. We could outline it, but that looks too flat and basic. We like the drop effect. So here's where we're at so far. Still kind of basic, right? Well, here's where things are going to get a little fun. Go to the uploads here. Talking about thumbnails, let's do this. So this is my YouTube channel. Okay. Now, just like with any other photo editing software, you've got your positions and your layers. So I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to put it right behind everything. But while I've got it selected, let's blur it out. We're going to make it kind of like that. And then see how it's blurred out? Okay, great. But here's what the next thing we're going to do. We're going to make it just a hair transparent. And now that we're looking at that, I'm going, kind of like that. So let's actually fill the screen over the red. So that's looking really good. We're still on that layer. So let's go to transparency again and maybe just bring that down just a hair. Let's go to about like 50% transparent. But now, so we've got all that, we've got that. You're saying, what's this big old space here? Well, that's going to be the thumbnail. Let's get a little more creative here. We're making thumbnails for YouTube, right? So let's go ahead, go back to elements. Another great thing about Canva is they got all of these elements. We're going to say we want a YouTube play button, okay? Now, they're going to give us a bunch of different choices to go with, okay? I want to go with a traditional play button. Now you do need, if you notice the little crown here, you do need the pro version to get this one, but you can see there's all kinds of free ones that you can use. Okay. Now we're going to shrink this down. I'm going to put this, well, first things first, let's get it a nice little drop effect. So I'm not real a fan of how I look right now. So let's go to edit. And let's go to shadows again. And let's give myself a little bit of a glow. Now, remember I was saying, I'm not sure. How about this? Make thumbnails that click. That one little change. What we're going to do is we're going to go export, share, download. So there is our exported thumbnail. We're going to go upload a file, thumbnail. We're going to go uploads, thumbnail. Let's put a outline. Okay, perfect. Let's bring the size down and let's put it there. Actually, you know what? Let's do it on a serving platter. Plate. Okay, so actually this plate. So let's bring that up here out of the way. Let's bring the plate to here. I kind of like that. And then let's bring this position above the plate, put it right here. We're going to throw a couple curved corners on it. Here's where the fun starts. Ready? Set. Okay. So let's go uploads, upload file. The new one, upload, bring it in. Outline, 10%. Rounded corners. Bring this in to here. Okay, how do we like that so far? So we still have me here with nothing in my hand, right? How do we alleviate that? We're going to keep going. We're going to export again. We're going to download, upload. This one. What do we think so far? Something tells me we're getting there. I think we go one more time. So let's go. File. Download. I challenge any YouTube creator to flatter me by remaking this on theirs. If you do, I would love it if you would just give me a shout out and say, you know what, this crazy guy who decided to do his first ever screen share video while he's talking about growing on YouTube, doing his podcast that has nothing to do with growth on YouTube, but he's letting us into the background of growing on YouTube, decided to show me how he was going to make a thumbnail that's going to help this video just completely pop. And guess what? That thing is pretty infinite. And if anybody dares to zoom all the way in and see my hand cut off with the finger, great. I'm so glad that you did. One thing that I forgot, we want on the elements, I want a glow effect. Ooh, okay. So let's just bring that down to here and let's put it. Ooh, now we're cooking. Let's duplicate this. Okay. I think that that is a very strong YouTube thumbnail. All made with Canva, no skills whatsoever, plug and play and click. All right, there you have it. A highly CTR driven thumbnail created live using that crazy infinite thumbnail effect. But this is just one piece of the YouTube success formula. This is video 3 of my YouTube growth series. So if you're serious about building your channel, go watch the full playlist right now. It covers everything you need to grow from zero, so don't miss out. And remember, I'm not one of those YouTubers that have been around forever. As you can tell, I'm starting from literal scratch, trying to do my health tech and wellness podcast in order to help people get healthier. But along the way, I want to show people my journey as a 46-year-old guy who's never done YouTube, never done a podcast, and I'm growing from zero, just like you. So if you found value in this video, please like it, share it, and follow so that way you can grow along with me on my health tech and wellness podcast and on the YouTube side of things. Again, thank you so much for joining today. And as always, stay healthy, stay balanced, and keep driving forward. I'll see you next time.